So about 2 years ago, I decided that I would spray paint my PC case and make it look really cool. Now this is the MB320L from Coolmaster, and I thought it was a really cool PC case. So I decided to spray paint it. And as you might be able to see, I did a pretty crappy job. There's little scratches and stuff all over it. So today, I want to be rectifying this issue. And the way I'm going to do that is spray paint. And after I've spray painted it, what I want to do is build a PC in it that matches the color, and I think it'll look really cool. So let's get into it. Now the biggest issue that you might be able to see at start is actually with the paint on the front panel. Now, the thing is that this mesh, right, when I was painting it, I sort of covered it with tape. So when I covered it, I didn't do a very good job. So you can see there's paint bleeding everywhere. And I also applied the paint too thick. So you can see some little drips everywhere. Yeah. It was just kind of a crappy job. So yeah, on the back panel, it's not that bad. I think I can probably just spray paint over this, but you might be able to see that the spray painting line wasn't that even. So you can see some little like wave marks. I applied too much paint on the first go, which yeah, you just need to apply it in small even coats. On the inside is where it gets pretty bad. So if we take it off, you can see that the paint's all chipped away, right? So I'm gonna need to sand that down and take off all the paint. Although, the good thing is that you can't see most of this. So, because most of that's hidden, it should be fine overall. Now, the paint color that I've chosen is actually based on this Ram. Now, this is Patriot Viper Ram, and it's got this really cool red color. So, I bought this from Bunnings, and it's like colonial red, and it actually matches really well. I've done a test on paper, so it should work really well with the Ram and match the Ram. So, that's sort of the theme of the whole PC. I want to go for this like dark maroon red sort of color. So let's start with sanding. Now for the sandpaper, I just got this from Bunnings. It's about 240 grit, so it's pretty fine, but it's good for plastic and paint. And yeah, it should do the job. It cost me like 13 bucks. Now when you're sanding something down, you want like something to hold it. So I'm just using like a lunchbox, and then yeah, just go outside. Then once you're done sanding it down, grab a cloth and then just wipe all the excess paint away. Now that is what I call a pretty good sand on the whole. Just make sure you wipe away any dirt, because otherwise painting will be a very hard time for you. Next up, you kind of just want to grab like a bunch of cardboard and put it under whatever you're spray painting. And again, just give it one final wipe so that none of the paint or whatever is sticking to it, so that you get a nice stick. Then grab your spray can and shake it for 1 minute. And then for the first coat, you want it to be really, really light, and hold it about that far away. Make sure you're not going to spray it on anything. And that's enough for the first coat. Yeah, so yeah, you should not have a lot of coverage on the first coat at all. Then you want to wait like 15 minutes, and then you can put the second coat on. Again, another very light coat, and then just rinse and repeat. Now, while all this was happening, I decided that I would actually take apart the 1650 GPU that I intend on putting in the system. Now, this is an EVGA model. Rest in peace, EVGA. I do love your graphics cards. They're really easy to use and dismantle. But yeah, I took it apart, cleaned the fans out, and separated the backplate from the main board, and then decided that I would use some masking tape to cover the holes in the backplate. And by the end of it, it looked like this, which I think is a pretty good job. Next, I gave it a couple layers of spray paint, and this is the final result, which I think looks really cool. I actually quite like the not fully opaque texture of it, I guess, because this paint is shiny in a way, so I think if I had too much paint on it, it wouldn't look as nice, but I think it matches the RAM really well. After that, I masking taped the shroud of the GPU where the fans are, and it looked superb after spray painting. I'm really happy with the job. It came out really clear, and the lines are really nice. And I think the GPU overall looks really cool. I actually think it looks so cool that I'm actually contemplating taking out my 3060 Ti and replacing it for the 1650. Like, it just looks amazing. I don't know what about it, but just that red and that deep red just looks so nice. Now, after a few more layers of spray paint to the front panel, the back panel, and the top mesh, I think the case looked really good. So I decided to build a PC in it with some red cable extensions, And yeah, I'll let the results speak for itself. Just for a reference, this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like after. It looks amazing in my opinion. I cannot tell you how happy I am with this PC right now. I think it looks bloody brilliant. The only thing that I don't like is the orange accents on the motherboard. So if I could get a red motherboard from someone, I don't know, Asus, MSI, if you could send that out, that'd be a-okay with me. But yeah, the GPU looks really hot. Cable extensions match really nicely. The RAM, everything, all the stuff's color matched. It's like perfect. And the front, it looks good now. Because before, you know, it was pretty unbearable. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I'm TechBiz, and I'm out. Also, Sculptech, if you want to buy this, it's kind of like your colors. So yeah, maybe put it on display. Maybe.